Oh boy!
One of my first memories, my mother telling me she used to watch. She watched one go down the Alabama River from her office, and then it killed like 12 people in her neighborhood. And I was always scared of them as a kid. The sirens would go off, you know.
Okay,
and it was,
I can go.
right.
God, those civil defense sirens, they almost have this kind of World War II, here come the refugees, stormtrooper kind of feel.
End of the world.
You know, those things start to announce it, and you know something's wrong. You know, even when they test those damn things every month. And there's a great shot in the movie where there's kind of an aerial shot shooting towards this house, and you hear those sirens start to go off, and it's just like, oh, man.
You got hurt in this movie, didn't you?
I didn't get hurt badly.
You got something in your eye or something.
Actually, our eyes were burned by the HMIs. By the time we got, this was 100 shooting days, and we shot it from April through August. And we started out in northern Oklahoma, and then we went to Iowa, and then we came back and finished in central Oklahoma. And when we got to Iowa, it was when the heat index went to like 120 in July, and you know, people in Chicago, old people were dying, and cattle were dying of heat prostrate, and so the sun had all come out. So we needed dark skies. So in order to get the exposure inside the cab, they had to blow so much light into that cab to make it seem so much brighter than the exterior bright sky, so that on film, this is very complicated. It's very simple. Film would go down. Well, the HMIs had so much ultraviolet. These were lights that are usually kept about 200 feet away from the actors. Well, they were 6 feet away from us, and so we started, like, I remember going into my room that night, and I couldn't really see any detail in the room. The light was kind of low, but it was really weird, and Helen had the same problem. We realized we were just getting too much exposure. We were actually, you know, sunburning your eyes. I mean, you can do it if you're water skiing all day off the lake or something.
So you're giving your life for your craft.
Well, I mean, hey, we didn't know it. Then they fixed it. They dropped a piece of plexiglass that kind of neutralized the
Did you ever want to see one of those things?
Always. Everybody who's never seen one would do anything to see one. Everybody who's seen one, for the most part, never wants to see another one. To be up close to one of these things is truly a terrifying experience. You are so insignificant in the face of one of these things.
I mean, you really realize what an ant you are.
Absolutely.
In the ant pile.
If you're in an airplane and you're looking down on the ground, you see the patches of farms, and you can't even see cars or people. You're so high up. That's where these storms are born. I was explaining to another man, you know, the tornado itself is probably what your little finger is to your whole body. There is this major architecture, this weather machinery going on as these supercells and these towers go up to 30, 40, 50, 60, 70,000 feet. I mean, this is 5 times higher than any mountain.
You know, but there's nothing like it when you go out there and you can not feel the air move. You can do your hand, you can't feel anything going on. And if you see the hail, it's all over. I mean, it's scary stuff.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people talk about the heralding of the storms. Most of the people who have been in a tornadic situation, they always talk about this weird airiness. The atmosphere thins out.
You can't get any air. You couldn't.
Everything, I mean, you know, everything stops blowing, and there's this moment of dread. The atmospheric pressure is changing. You are actually physically, your physiological system is affected. That's why people get restless before a storm. You know, insects start to bite. Everything gets really wigged out. And what's great about my character is he's a guy who still has that observational sense that a lot of us as people, as Americans, have lost because we depend on the weather channels. We depend on the weathermen.
You were in a good mood probably during most of this shooting because you were coming off Apollo 13.
I was in a great mood. God, I got one day off during the filming, and that was to fly to the White House to attend a screening of Apollo 13. I hadn't seen the movie. The only thing I regret about seeing the picture last night was I have a tradition with my wife Louise that whenever we see a picture for the first time that I've been associated with, you know, I just have to hold her hand because it's all I can do to watch myself and go, God, oh God, oh God, Jan, you said you were looking out for me.
Yeah, you like those big close-ups like that. Give me them big close-ups.
But last night when I saw it, she wasn't there to hold my hand, so I kind of gripped the armrest pretty good.
Wow.
But I was thrilled, and God, the movie it delivers. It's a thrill ride.
No kidding.
And it affects, it's about something that affects all of us, so I think it's going to be a tremendous success.
I hope it's as big as Apollo 13.
Cheers, brother.
All right, nice seeing you again.
Thank you.